Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today, the third part of the fixture plate build for the open build C-beam upgrade series. We were going to finish the final plate. I'm going to do things a little bit different today. As you can see, I have the setup sheet for the project instead of going through on the actual CAD program itself in ThinFusion. I've noticed in some of the other videos it's really hard to read what I'm actually doing in those parts, and I think I've shown enough. Every process that we do on this part here I've showed on other videos. 99% of the actual operations on this were drilling operations, and then there was 3 2D contour or clearing operations, 2 for the 3/8 bolts. Basically is one drives all the way down and the other is a counterbore operation, and then one that cleans up those two areas you see over in here where it cleans out those areas where the baffles go. Alright, and I'm going to skim through the tools a little bit here. Now mind you, some of these I don't have them all fully set up, so they don't have the holders or the manual change and that, because mostly I do a manual change in everything, so it's not really needed because I break up each operation by a number. Alright, so the first operation is a let's see here, 1/4 inch 2 flute end mill. That's the first tool. Second tool is an 1/8 inch drill bit. Third tool is a 9/64 drill bit, which I did some amazing spelling there. Use the center drill to do the spot drills for me. 1/4 inch short drill, 5mm drill, and a 3 flute 1/8 end mill. Those are the tools I'm using for this task. Now, some of them are used more than others. The 2 flute end mill is used for a lot of hogging, and machine time wise, that actually has the most time on the machine. And then after that, the 9/64, because that's what's drilling all those 1/4 inch holes I gotta tap. Let's see here. As for the operations, the first operation, so the way I set this up is I wanted to be able to clamp this to that new adapter plate if for whatever reason the work holding didn't hold up. So I wanted to get the important critical locations drilled first. So the first thing I did is I did a center drill operation just to get all those little holes in the main, here I'll show you, in this section here. So this was the key section. Once this was milled, if this whole part flew off the machine, I could attach the new Y-axis plate, attach this to it, and I could machine it in place if needed. Luckily I didn't have to do that, but I did that in case that was a situation. So first thing was center drill. Then I did the spot drilling with the 1/8 inch drill. I just basically piloted all the drilling holes for most of that center section, because I wanted to have as little shifting as possible, because that's where everything mates up, so that's where it needs to be the most accurate. Then I bored out the 1/4 inch pinholes with the 1/4 inch short drill, and that again, that's so that no matter what, I have a way to locate the part properly. Then I drilled some more holes. That was for those 1/4 inch holes that could get tapped. Then with the 3 flute cutter, I created the main bore for the counter bore, and then I went down in operation 6 and did the final clearing for that 3/8 hole. And then a lot of it's repeated, so on the left side I do the 1/4 inch center drill, do all those spots. Then I go through again, do the 9/64 drill on the left, and then I repeat that on the right. Then I do the 5mm holes I did an audible, by the way. I switched from a 5mm screw to a 6mm screw because that's what I had on hand, and I didn't have a 5mm tap at the time. So switched it from a 4mm drill to a 5mm drill and drilled those out. And then I tapped them for a 6mm tap. Worked great. There's only 8 holes there to drill. I also removed the middle screw because, well, to be honest, that was overkill. Then I go to the 2 flute 1/4" end mill and I do the 2 main operations. Cut out that section for the baffles. This lied big time. This actually took me about 4 hours to do that operation, and this operation took about half hour. And then the very last thing I did is I used a 1/4" drill to drill the absolute center point of the plate to stick the 5th locating pin. I left this only center drilled for the entire process just so I had a place to go back to if I actually needed to. And in one situation I actually did, because I had, you'll see in the video, but I actually had to remove the front baffle connector on the y-axis because it was actually pushing into the plate when I was trying to mill the very extremities on the backside. And if I didn't have that locating hole, I wouldn't have been able to get a perfect center back on the plate, and I wouldn't have been able to machine it properly. So machining this last actually saved my butt on this part and made me not lose the part. So I did that last, and that's about it for the actual process in Fusion. Standard processes for picking holes and making slots. I didn't want to bore you guys too much with that since it's hard to read and I'm not sure how much you guys actually care to see all that. So I'm going to move into some of the videos so you'll see some of the machining. I'll interject where needed and we'll go from there. Hope you all enjoyed the chip therapy there, all 22 minutes of it. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. And for future videos, now that this project is done, I've got a couple ideas. The first project I'm going to work on is a two-piece vise for this. And as you can see, I was having some issues with my GoPro, just kind of having it all over the place. So I think one of my next projects is also going to be a GoPro mount that I can mount on both the spindle and the actual fixture plate itself. Those will be coming out in the future. I'd imagine that the vise is going to take up a couple of weeks just designing it and getting it to work. So hope you see it. I also have a Discord channel. The link's going to be in the description along with all the other stuff. I do have, I don't really know what they're calling anymore. I guess technically sponsored, not sponsored, but affiliate link program for Amazon, but they don't want us calling them affiliates. But if you find anything you like that I list down there, if you click that link, it doesn't cost you anything, but I get a couple of little rupees for it. Again, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.